Yay. I appreciate all of y'all that shared the creation story. All right. I want to send a special shout out to all of my members. Part 2 of When They Seen You or When They Looked at You, whatever that title is, it is now available for view on Tier 2. Now, the difference with this one is the comments is open because someone that is a demonic, not a demonic presence, is going through some things. And so they want to take ownership that they are being intercepted. So it's there for you and for everyone else to see that you are indeed having your thoughts and words intercepted by the beings that you bind yourself to. It's very interesting. It's not that long because you don't need that long for these types. Now, what I know for a fact is these are the ones that will spend thousands in Africa to get what they put on themselves taken off. But this Baba I see, I want to thank you. If you ever run across this live, I want to thank you because you did a phenomenal job. Which Isakina already knew that would happen. Now, because these ones get really quiet when they listen to you or whomever this is, right? They want to know your thoughts. These are the groups that bind themselves together. They bind themselves together because they want to feel like they belong to a family of thieves, because that's what they are. And this is the reason why part 1 was all about them. Now, I'm going to inform those in the future, because this is my job, that when you go to these Baba Asis, or what you feel, or Sangomas, not Shangomas, they already know you. This is why they are so highly respected. It is amongst Americans with the beliefs that spiritual practices are not sacred. Not with these ones. So you can stop saying that I'm into it with Africans, because I wouldn't call them Africans. I would call them Nigerians. You know what I'm talking about? I'm not into it with Nair African. So you can cut that. When you go back and you spin those children on the roundabout, make sure to pay them this time, because they was finna put your lights out in a real way. You feel me? Now, because I said I don't travel, because this Asikina feels like she has stamps on her passport thanks to my spiritual spouse. Yeah. I'm so glad for you. This is another one that is all in their head 24 hours. I'm the wife. That's just her spiritual spouse. Yeah. Yeah. How's your locks? Did they melt? Now, the reason why this is so important is these are the ones that feel like they're seeking neon and me. They feel like they're putting it to me or something. This is one of the ones that every time I end my live, she'll say, "Hi, my king," in text. My king, my king, my king. He would have to say, "This is my wife," publicly. So she would CTFU, which is no big deal to me, because I know what the big G said he was for me. So you are the one that is confused. You say, I need some money. I need some money. I need some money. Then you say, he broke. He broke. That's why I'm with somebody else. He broke. He broke. I'm the one that told you that I seen you with his white tee on with Michael in his bed. The very same bed that he laid in when he came to Atlanta. I seen it. He skeeted on his shirt. How y'all doing? Where that Dolphins hat at? You ever just notice somebody wearing something and you can't find it? That's some more other type of ish there. You know what I'm talking about? Y'all be wanting people to have bad days. For you, you know? She can't figure it out. Is he oversoul? Is he an archangel? What is he? I want the version that's the best version. I want the version that don't like me. That's the one I want to bind. This is what they all share in common. You said, we need to go back to Nairobi because the Asafa is wearing off. You said, I am going to become a high priestess. Then you said, I want to be an Orisha. What's your religion? Cause I don't have religion. I'm waiting because this one feels like she can program him to say something. She feels like she can go live, and I want her to. I want her to. Aquarius? I want you to go live and talk about me. The difference between me and you. Here she go. Here she go. My king. My king. My pretty. Oh, my pretty. That's what she is. A hoblet. Hobbin. Ghoul friend. I seen something. And I said, WTF. I appreciate you. Listen, y'all. I sit back that they think they just really doing something to my mental state. And this one goes in their mind. We're doing something to her mentally. Then they say out loud, but not me. This is what they this is what they do. Because I'm actually in the spiritual community, it makes sense to other spiritualists. We like here. We seeing eye to eye because they know that it's you doing it and they know that it's capable. So you might as well go to your non-existent friend circle that don't like you. And she say, I'm rich because of 8 sections. Either it's jelly because she doesn't have 8 sections. Somebody said, I hope they cut that. Because he tired of hearing you. Now you got to figure out what city he in. Because that's not him. I'm having conversations with spiritualists right now. Those of you that are trying to figure it out, if you gravitated towards my channel, you're going to find out real soon. Now, before I go off topic, I want to say, that the tier 2 reading is highlighting what happened to someone when they did a ritual, which they call a meditation. Okay? Now, because it's divine masculine and divine feminine energy in that reading, does not mean that that is the person that is doing things. These are the ones that feel like when they see the name highlighted, that they can say that they are them spiritually, which is the reason why I'm here. This is why I encourage it. Now, for this one that feels like he's going to join tier 3, after he does the Osekia on somebody and then say, I told y'all, the members is not protected. Then he gonna say out loud, either, that's not me. I told y'all, the members is not protected. Just run me the money. That's all I'm saying. Just run me the money. So this is the reason why what I stated in tier 2 video is there. Now, for those of you that are on the up and up, you ain't got nothing to worry about. For those of you that see this now and in the future, if you feel like you're going to do something to someone spiritually and then run to me for protection, it's not going to work because you invited it in. The ones that have protections is the ones that do not invite this stuff in. Okay? So now that we all on one accord, Inakisificio Sikatina, Shiva is not your Ori. Y'all something else. I just had to say that. There's nothing that you could call upon that I don't know of. I enjoy it because when they speak through me for the first time, that means we're a team. The big G allowed it. So that means they on my team. You gonna see if you join tier 2. If not, you're just gonna have to wait for it to be released publicly. I'm hoping, hey Victorious, this one, T, they say, fine glorious. This is what they do spiritually. I like it when Vanglorious T comment because y'all all feel like y'all could be that person because they don't know if you're a female or a male. The same with Miss Sap. I love it when y'all comment because I want to see who gonna say, I am Miss Sap, just like they did with Jenny Moon. These are the ones that wanted y'all so bad on their channel. This is why I tell y'all, do not watch these other readers. Don't. Because you don't know. You don't know. You don't know if you ascended higher than them. You don't know if they're a part of them. You just don't know. When it gets around to the time where I recommend readers, y'all gonna know. Of all nationalities. Just because somebody comes up after me doesn't mean that they are with me or that I'm in agreement with what they're stating. Sometimes they're in the reading. Y'all, I hope y'all enjoyed the creation story because that was facts. For those of you that want past life, present karma, energy pools, specifically, if you are new, that means I never worked with you before. That is the type of reading you ask for when you want a clearing. Now, when I said a cleansing, that was for a certain group of individuals, and that's indeed what they're going to get. There's a difference between a cleansing and a clearing. Not everyone needs a cleansing, which that came out in tier 2 reading, the one I just released before I went live. I held on to these readings for so long because they're for my members. Of course, they're going to resonate with a collective of people because it's happening to them too, or you participated in it. Maybe you're supposed to bear witness to something spiritually. This is the reason why. If you have a favorite reader, that's fine. But I am a different type of reader. If you come to me, it is because you know something is happening with your energy spiritually, or you're speculating that it is. That makes me different. You have not encountered a reader like me. Y'all know this. This is why so many want to know my techniques, what I'm using, this and that, what I'm reading, and all of this. And when I told you, I'm going to release a doctrine, I meant that. I'm going to release a doctrine because I'm supposed to. When they stop feeling like they're tapping into my mind, my thoughts, then they'll be able to move on. Because for some reason, they feel like if they do all this heinous stuff, that they'll somehow tap into an angel. If you're tapping into an angel, it's because that angel is supposed to work with you. I notice y'all don't play with Dollarman like that. I'm not gonna start talking about anything having to do with a parallel, another dimension, whoop, 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 until I get my money. Y'all know, I was sitting here editing, right? And y'all already know how it is. When stuff come up in my view, they one of them. Or they doing something to one of mine, regardless if they know they one of mine or not. I see something that say, no eviction within 3 years is acceptable. Like they are a real estate advisor. Do y'all know any? I said, why is this saying for you? You know, granted, I'm not someone that is on the ground like that. I don't like the protocol there. It's not conducive of me feeling happy. You know what I'm talking about? You know how you get on certain apps and you feel happy. You know, like it you know, before I took a break, I had it to where I was seeing all different type of stuffs from different continents and all type of stuff. But when I stopped frequenting the app, it changes. I don't see no more Bugattis. I don't see no more martial arts. I don't see no more Nakasis. You know, I see all you entertainers. And sometimes y'all boring. I'm just saying. I don't even see no more old schools. So he released my Wi-Fi, y'all. When he releases my Wi-Fi on the gram, I just go oop it. I think I shared Juvie something, but I didn't see it come on my feed. Juvie is a classic to me. You know, I shared it, but I don't know where it went. Then I heard someone say, is she moving me out of something? Then I looked to see if I had my Ether chose Plies video and it wasn't there. I'm like, how is this? I know how it is, but I'm like, come on, I spent a minute making this. You mean to tell me it's not here? Where is it? He knows that I did that. He probably can't even find it. I trolled Plies because it was funny. I didn't get all his comment section. I did my own video trolling him. I'm different. But it wasn't just me, it was the underworld too. Sometimes we do stuff like that. I thought I told you. We know them as soldiers. I thought I told you. Some of y'all don't realize that fraction, the HE razors, they like a certain genre of music. I'm not talking about Baphomet, I'm talking about the HE razors. Certain ones get them going. They just be acting stupid. I be like, put me over there. Then I get moved further away. You know what I'm saying? That's how yeah. Apparently, I'm not supposed to be around them when they act like that. I just be talking and moving. I be like, all right, y'all, I'm out here. Then they don't say nothing because they don't want to get moved too. I am so serious. For those of you that feel like being a part of a family, because that's what it is, it's fun. It is. But this is different. 23.99 hours and minutes we are working. So we get seconds to enjoy ourselves. So when they know I'm about to present certain artists, they get ready. So if you are an artist and I present you on my timeline, a music artist, know that there's a certain group that enjoy your art form, your work, your voice, your cadence. So it should mean something. Not just the physical part, but the spiritual part. When you made a song 30 years ago, you didn't realize that it would mean so much to generations of people because you enjoy making that music. When the first person said, I'm a beast, I'm a thug, I'm a dog, he really meant that. Some of y'all finding it hard to deal with being calm and mild-mannered as men because of your youth, your adolescence, what you accomplished, what you established while you were becoming a man. And you missed that part. I get it. I get it. For me as a woman, when I look at my adolescence, I'm talking about under 18, I was in those streets, you know? So, not doing what you doing, Miss Thing, I was in those streets. So it was fun for me. there's a period where you go through something trying to deal with where you are at in your life, regardless if you have money in your pocket or not. You know, you're looking for something. You're looking for that feeling that you got when you were younger. I imagine if I was someone that had a hit 30 years ago and I were to see it today, I would probably say, I shouldn't have did that right there. That could have been better. You know, you see the mistakes that you made. You saying, you know, if I would have known that this would still be playing 30, 40 years from now, I would have said this, I would have did this, I wouldn't have said this after, blah, 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 blah. But the whole point is that is where you was at that time. That's how you felt, that's how you was moving. That don't mean it was lasting forever. Maybe that is something that needed to be stated for you to ascend, for you to evolve, for you to grow. You needed to say it, you needed to do it, you needed to experience it. You know, it's part of living. I said it and I meant it. It's because when these ones that are being monitored, some of y'all are monitored because you are protected, especially these artists. But these ones here, these are the ones that feel like they're in cahoots with archangels, that they can command archangels to do things, to say things. And when I happen to say something that is similar to what they say, they'll say, I told you, in their mind, hoping that someone else that's being monitored in the same form as them can hear it. You don't want them. The original ones, like the ones that really had connectivity before you descended to be able to do it, is not the ones that you want to play with. They are not. They not gonna be tapping into your energy every night to see what app you playing, what you eating, if you farting, if you laying down with someone in an intimate manner. They're not asked. They don't want to hear you doing it. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all diminish these gifts so low. What a certain other group feels that they see and put individuals in a box. And because they put individuals in a box, they don't believe that you could have a spiritual gift. So they want to take it spiritually from you because in their mind, they could use it better than you can when it wasn't given to them. That's the thing. They want to take something from you. Imagine you not knowing someone and they decide that they're going to look at you and take something from you spiritually or put something on you physically. They get mad when it don't work, y'all. They was doing all kind of stuff. Put the itchy, scratchy, sniff, cough, bend over, get up, shot, and that behind energy on whoever they could. Some of them, they so ill right now. They think, if I could just lay down spiritually with womp, 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 I could put this on them. Now, some of you spiritualists, especially in Nairobi, understand that that is possible for someone to put something on you spiritually, but not these goofs. They can't do it. Some of y'all have tried. That's why he's so popular out there. Because some of y'all believe that he don't know what was happening with his energy spiritually. when he was there. I said it a long time ago. Imagine a hood dude. Y'all don't see him as a hood dude. For y'all, it's called the slums. Imagine a hood dude way in Africa doing missionary work. He is from Fillmore. Y'all don't get it. He is from Fillmore. He's not from Beverly Hills. That's a Mo ninja. When I seen him, I said, bravo. He doing what a lot of these dudes want to do in the conscious community with barely no recognition that he doing it. Y'all don't realize that those ones, I encountered those ones over a year ago. If y'all go back, this is where they feel like they was tearing me up. You know, the ones with the sunflowers, not daisies, sunflowers. I was going through my own personal ascension at that time, so I can be able to do this. Channel my family. Y'all don't realize the PAIN associated with being able to channel angels. So for those that feel like they're doing something to me spiritually, or they've done something to me spiritually, it wasn't you that did it. This happened a long time ago, and not in this body. I'm one of them. What I suggest for people that want to go through ascension is to not induce it, because it has been done before and it is a tragedy. Because the big G will say, all right, you want something that is not for you, that means you need to experience it. I remember when the big G said, I'm telling you, that is not your twin flame. He is not your spiritual spouse. That is Ether's husband. I heard him. And at that time, I wasn't awakened enough to realize who he was talking about. I'm not the type of woman that hears that is your twin flame and then run off and try to bind them spiritually because someone said it. I didn't do it with my twin flame, and I'm not doing it with my spiritual spouse. I thought you said yes. We don't have twin flames. Do you know that the whole concept was created by Wichita? That means at some point the Big G allowed this Wichita to bind two individuals together. It has to go through the Big G before it could come down to you. So that means it was approved for some reason. The thing about the person that I knew for a fact was my twin, we had a friendship. We communicated at some point daily. That may be hard for you to understand. Why you don't want your twin? Because he is not for me. That's why. When you are an angel and you have a twin, that means there's a hex associated with that. That is not who the big G, not the little one, the one that did the biting, created you to be with. He knows. Now, for others, it's different. Some, you have a similar situation happening with you that are not elect ones, and others, it is spiritual. That means there is a chance that you could be with that person and you be happy. I'm not an hater. I address the connection that elect ones have with twins because I was supposed to. Now, true readers, true spiritualists, practitioners, and things of that sort, y'all should be able to respect the fact that I'm telling the truth. If you are called to bind someone, so be it. Ain't got nothing to do with me. Just don't bind none of mine, because then we have an issue. He's trying to remember what he did that was so drastic to my spiritual spouse. I know. I remember, because you tried to do it to me. But it had already been done, so I was immune to it. You know, when you go through something and you survive, you build up an immunity to it. You know how to decipher it. You know how to see it in cards. You know what is taking place in someone's mind when they're doing it. Because you know, it's like riding a bike. That's what makes me a different type of reader. I see things. There I would be respected. Just like here, I'm respected. I don't want to come there because I can't have nothing there. He's already explained that. When you go there specifically, you can't be a business owner, a home owner, and this and that unless you become desakati. And that takes, what, 3 years? Imagine being somewhere for 3 years and you can't own a business. You can't own a home. Like, all that you've saved is gone within 3 years. What is that? Probably about 100,000? If you're good out there, 100,000 will carry you on for 3 years. How you gonna afford a business? That's why. I said, if there was any place that I would ever want to go to, it would be Jamaica. I would go to Jamaica. I don't want to go to Hawaii. I had a chance to go to Hawaii. Didn't want to go to Hawaii. Never thought about going to Africa because the energy is not right there. I would have to go to the wealthy part. You know what I'm saying? To feel comfortable. You know what I'm talking about? The part that y'all don't see, which is a good thing. There, I probably would be comfortable. You know, I can't eat fufu. Cause ain't that like dough? I like bread, but cooked. I ain't eating no goat, you know. No, I ain't eating no lamb. That out there, that's for rich people. You know what I'm saying? Put some goat meat in front of me and watch me throw up. What I eat? What you eat? Chicken. I eat chicken. Chicken. Either you don't eat nothing, hamburgers. Chicken and hamburgers. Whatever else come, pasta, whatever. It's gonna be chicken or hamburger meat or steak. And I stay away from that. You know what I'm saying? Because I got Kairos constantly feeding his hounds raw meat, so you see that. You don't want. I heard somebody say, yo, I just now realized that the little thing at the bottom of that carton that the burger meat comes in is a pad. It's really a pad. Perfect example. I come from an era, y'all, where we have meat markets, okay? That means when you go to the supermarket, it went through several forms of processing to dilute what we know is hemoglobin. I would go in there and I would say, it stinks in here. In the mo. Y'all know what I'm talking about? Because that's the one my grandma liked going to. I go in there and all the Asians in there I say, because they all knew my grandma. And we would get what you call meat packs. You get like 1,000 hot dogs for $3. 10 pounds of ground beef. Some turkey wings. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Then she'd put them in the freezer bag and put it in the deep freezer. You know what I'm saying? Growing up, we had a deep freezer. Meat packs. After you have a childhood like that, hamburgers with your chicken. Hamburgers and chicken. You don't like nothing fried? You don't like nothing fried chicken? What you want? Some fried chicken. You don't like no? That came in a meat pack too. You don't want no chili? Hell no. I remember the first time I actually smelled what I call shitterlings. I said it smelled like boiled ish. Every bit of it. My grandma said they didn't clean them. Apparently, some of y'all don't know you gotta clean them. You know what is just as potent? Mustard greens. I said, I don't ever want to eat mustard greens. I'm a collard type of woman. Give me some collard greens. Collard. You don't want mixed? No. No mixed greens. What you eat? Collard greens, chicken, and hamburger meat? That's it. You don't like ham hock? I can remember as a child, y'all, my grandmother would cook ham hocks. And I used to be like, why is it so smushy? That's fat. Y'all, the Big G is making me remember a time when my sister, who is now passed over, one of them, bit into a tomato thinking it was an apple. This is what you get with some of these elders, because they go to places like farmers markets, and you don't know, you thinking that it's an apple, but it's a green tomato. That's the type of upbringing I had. Some of y'all too young to realize that you can go to the farmer's market and get fresh fruit that you never seen before, because you're too accustomed to going to the supermarket. We have farmer's market every month out where I'm from. Y'all know what I'm talking about? The fruit tastes different back then. You bite into a strawberry, it was sweet, it was red, it was delicious. Now you gotta hope you get 5 good ones out of a bunch. The food tastes different. The energy is different. When I hear say a dude, I like home cooked meals, I be wanting to say he lying. I remember when I realized that a certain era don't really care about home cooked meals. Now they may when they get older. And some of them from my era, because they was in the streets too. They wanted younger women, females. So they didn't care about things like home cooked food, because we can go to Carl's Jr. Because I'm somebody, when I was married, that's what I did. I cooked at home because that's what I was taught. That's what I seen my grandmother do. My mama was working. My biological father was working. They were not together at that point. They were legally divorced. Legally divorced. That means at some point they were legally married. So y'all can cut that. That's one thing I can say about my era, that of a lot of us, our parents were married, even if they weren't married when we were conceived or when we were reared. Y'all know what I'm talking about? For whatever reason. So know that Kevin Samuels was not talking about my era. He was talking about y'all's. Because he was somebody that liked younger females. And he noticed something about y'all. That y'all wasn't raised right. He wasn't talking about me. My grandparents were considered common law. My parents were legally married. And at some point, I was too. Y'all know what I'm talking about? They want to be able to say that, y'all. So God allowed it. I remember when I said, I don't ever want to be in a relationship because of what I've experienced. It's like you don't feel like you ever gonna be with somebody that is for you. And then if you're somebody that's like me, or you have a similar situation like me, you realize that you have a spiritual spouse and they're always with you. That means you don't have to pick up a phone because they're right there saying, don't play with me. So it's like, you play with them. Because that's what relationships are for. You have fun, spiritually and otherwise. My king, king. Ruff, ruff. Rush, rush. Come here, boy, come here. That's not a relationship. You might as well just get you a dog, name him King. Come here, King. Come here, boy. That is it.